Good evening. Tell me your name, sir. What grade are you in, Liam? Second grade. So are you glad to be back at school? Why are you so glad to be back at school? Did you miss them while you were out? I know they probably missed you too, huh? So, Mom, you have three children, right?
I do.
Why did you choose to send your three children back to campus?
Oh, that's not even a question. Well, first of all, they've been out since March 10th, so roughly, 6 months?
Mm-hmm.
We have the decision to go either virtual for the first 9 weeks or you can send them to campus for 9 weeks.
Okay.
We have been, during quarantine, my husband worked the whole time, so
Wow.
already we're at risk with him. We're going to have to stay out. This is why.
Sit back so we can see you too. We want to see you because I can't see you. There you go. There you go.
So already my husband works and with the public.
Okay.
There's the risk of us getting it. I have.
So if you don't have it by now, you're not worried about getting it.
No, I'm not worried about getting it, but let me tell you, these kids, I can't teach. No, I'm not gonna be able to teach them. But secondly, we had a really hard time doing any kind of schoolwork when school got out.
Mm-hmm.
Mine, the grades that my children are in are ninth grade,
Mm-hmm.
fifth grade, and second grade, which is a very wide variety of trying to teach them and
Too many different grade levels for you to try to process. Yeah.
And it probably really stumped me and
Uh-huh.
it'd be bad. But also for their social well-being, they're playing football, so they're already around kids. And I mean, I teach them good hygiene and as best as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, they're kids and they're gonna have to learn. Also, I don't want to keep them away from germs and lower their immune system.
That is something you do have to consider, isn't it? Whether or not, because not being around anything can really put you at risk as well.
Correct, yes. We also just moved. I don't have internet in our house yet. We let them kind of help make the decision. At the end of the day, it was our decision. However, we did let them have some input in it, and we feel like they learn better in that environment and with the teacher. But if we have to, we will. And I also feel like that they all will probably eventually do distance learning, so we are starting to prepare for that.
Okay.
So stay.
So with distance learning, at the end of the school year last year, how did they do with distance learning? How do you think how was it better for them or how was it not good for them?
Oh, they didn't make anything mandatory. They just kind of passed them. And Rutherford County stopped.
Really?
Yes. Ours were never mandated to do any kind of. They have the. Yeah. They have the option to. They provided work for them if they wanted to. They also.
So what type of work did they give them? Like,
They were like my fifth grader, fourth grade did was have like a math sheet that the teacher would upload, and then maybe like a reading thing. So boring stuff. There's no way I was gonna be able to get.
so it wasn't challenging them educationally?
Oh no, not at all. No. They just passed them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
They had Zoom meetings. My boys did. I had heard from other friends that their kids' teachers never made them have any kind or have Zoom meetings, but they all just wanted to tell whether the class participated or not. And mine were all about it at first, and then it got to the point where my youngest had just got up, did the same thing during a Zoom meeting, and just got up and left. So.
Wow.
Yeah, I know in Rutherford County that they did not mandate work and just passed them, whereas I can't say the same for Davidson County and West County.
Wow. So do you think it is actually good for them socially and health-wise to be on campus?
Socially, yes, I think there is going to be a lot of things that we need to look at with children and mentally if this continues, especially like mine are so used to being, they're very socially active and again, they're back in football. I can see a tremendous difference between them when they were staying at home with us and then versus being back in football. Health-wise, I really think that just depends on the parent. Either way, I think whatever works best for that household. obviously, if you've got a child that has health issues or lower immune system, staying at home may be the better option.
Right.
Also, how does your child do? Like, as far as do they know wearing a face mask and how you should be, touching it, handling it, this and that. So, socially, yes, I think they need that.
So do you think that socially it could have caused children to even be depressed by not being around other children their age?
100%. I think we'll see a lot more mentally, and we need to really mentally evaluate children and even adults. I know it's taking a toll on them.
Being shut off from the world?
100%, yes.
Wow. So with that being said, what did you do to enable them to keep their social skills up? I know you say they're involved in football, but prior to them being engaged in their football activities, what did you do to keep them engaged so that they would maintain a level of social skills?
During quarantine,
Yes.
we were very good about we did not go around anyone. However, we were in the process of building a house. So that was kind of our construction still
Okay.
going on, so we kind of went out there. They didn't really FaceTime anyone. I mean, they had me and his dad, best friends, right?
So you made building the house a part of a social experience, and it was a learning experience, would you say?
Ooh, it was a very big learning experience.
For you and for them?
Very much so, yeah. That really kept us busy. I don't think if we did not have the construction going on, we'd have probably all felt a different kind of way. And
Cuckoo for Cocoa Pops?
man, we've been on different ends of the world.
So what would you say to a parent who perhaps might be sending their child back to campus but still have some question marks? How would you encourage them to forge forward and not operate in fear?
Hold up a bottle of wine and say, you want to come with me?
Stop
No,
it.
I'm just kidding.
No, you were serious.
No. Really, I think that just depends on the child individually.
But if somebody, okay, you have a very strong constitution, you're very resolute in your decision. What about those people who may not be as strong or resolute and they need a little more encouragement? What would you say to those parents?
Really evaluate what you're doing. Are you really staying at home the whole time, or are you making this decision while you're still kind of going to the grocery store and this and that? Because if so, if you're staying at home all the time, then yeah, maybe keeping them homeschooled is the thing to do. But if
Okay.
you're going out, going to the grocery store, and getting in your car, and this and that, Jared, you can get it in the matter of being gone for 2 minutes, or you can get it in the matter of being gone for 2 hours. It really just depends.
So you're saying basically if you're having public encounters, either way, as long as you're masked, gloved, you're sanitizing, social distancing, you should not worry about them being in school because of the way they're putting them in the classroom.
Right. I think, so far mine have done a really good job from what it seems like as far as keeping them as healthy and social distance. Or do the thing where I know you can kind of show them, like with ink and this and that, like when you touch this, when you touch all this, and you can see like how easily the germs spread. Maybe, hey, do that with your kid and kind of show them, and maybe they'll be a little more cautious. But
Right.
At some point, they're going to have to get back in the real world. And can we honestly say that this virus, even with a vaccine, is going to be 100% totally gone? No, we cannot.
So what would you say about, some people have said even that this is potentially a hoax. How do you feel about that?
I'm not into politics. I'm not going to say that it's a hoax, but I'm also medical field, nursing, and really,
So you're in the nursing field?
yes, at the end of the day, look at the numbers.
Okay.
You just got to look at the cold hard evidence, the numbers in this. I'm not saying it's a hoax, but I'm saying if you're really that, like, look at flu numbers, look at, people that have strep throat. Just look at numbers in this and that, and just let go and let God. At the end of the day, it's out of our control.
There was an article I read. It said that 380,000 children has contracted the virus since they've been keeping records of the virus, and that's through the Pediatrics Association.
Okay.
So with that being said, does that give you any concern at all, or that doesn't matter?
Concern Really, we need to be parents. Are we talking to the kids about STDs and that kind of stuff, and HPV and this kind of stuff? Now I can go on a tangent about that.
Go,
But
go,
if
go,
you're
go.
diagnosed with HPV, we got over 2 out of 3 females.
That's the human papilloma virus that, okay.
And there's vaccines on that, and then we look at parents and ask them. You're on a whole different tangent, but really, yeah, I mean, we need to be preaching that kind of stuff too.
So we need to worry about, if we're worried about this virus, you're saying we should worry about sexually transmitted diseases, we should worry about vaccinations in general,
We've got a vaccination for HPV for Gardasil for females, and we've got it
right?
for males.
They usually get about, what, 12?
12, 13.
Yeah.
It's been on the market to me long enough to where I like something to be on the market at least 12 years, 10 to 12 years.
So
So, yeah.
with that being said, how do you feel about the vaccine that they said they potentially, they say Russia got a vaccine. And then even today, I think they said our president is taking, how do you pronounce that medicine? That one right there. Do you think that's effective, or would you take that?
No. I
What?
don't care what kind of virus it is, if it's not been on the market and tested for at least 10 years.
Did you say 10 years?
At least 10 years, yeah, honestly.
Really?
That's my, yeah, that's.
So you do better to take your risks, just take vitamin C, wear your gloves and your mask, and just keep it moving.
Say, we're good, yeah. Yeah, no, I don't care what kind of disease it is, if it's a vaccine, something, my thing is, I've learned is that about 10 years.
So don't stress about the vaccine. Don't stress about it being a pandemic. Just do the basic things. Wear your gloves, wear your mask, make sure you sanitize, and just stay happy and you'll be healthier.
Good hygiene, at the end of the day, it's out of our control. And there's other things that we could be preaching about and learning about and being cautious about too, and stressed about.
Right. So thank you. I thank you so much for taking the time out, and I hope that you'll let me get another interview the next time I'm down this way. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Bye now.
Bye.